Today we're breaking down how much it actually costs to live in London in your 20s in 2023. And we're doing that through looking at everything I spent my money on in the past 30 days. Exciting. Now, I've done a fair few of these videos in the past, but I thought it'd be interesting to do an updated version as I'm no longer in uni and have actually been working for a full year. Hopefully this video will be useful for you if you're planning on moving to London, maybe you're actually going to move, or maybe you're just in university and you're curious about what the costs are after you graduate. I know I was. So without further ado, let's get into it. Firstly, I want to talk a little bit about how I actually make my money, because when I was in university and even before I moved to London, that was definitely something I was quite curious about. So I'm self-employed. I'm a full-time content creator, meaning I create content for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, newsletters, etc. That was not always the case though. When I was at university, I was relying on my scholarship as well as my part-time job in digital marketing to afford to live in London. And I also had my little side hustle of doing YouTube videos. And this leads me to the very fitting partner of this video, which is Skillshare. Skillshare has everything you need to turn your passion into paycheck or seed your side hustle. Throughout university, at the same time that I was doing, my part-time job and actually studying, I would also spend hours and hours every single week learning how to improve my editing, improve my SEO, and improve my thumbnails, just so I could make sure that every video I put out was better than the previous one. And the skills that I learned in that process not only helped me get a lot of freelance work for brands doing like user-generated videos and that kind of stuff, but it also is the sole reason that I was able to do my side hustle full-time as a job after I graduated from university. And Skillshare literally has thousands of engaging classes taught by world-class creatives who successfully launched their lucrative side incomes. One of my favorite classes is this one by Ali Abdal, where he literally teaches you everything you need to know about how to create a good YouTube video. And Ali has literally grown his channel to 4.9 million followers. The fact that you get to learn how he thinks about things like pauses, B-roll, timing with music is simply just incredible if you want help to improve your own videos. But if that's not your thing, Skillshare has classes led by pros from a variety of industries who walk the walk and have an active community of members ready to cheer you on whatever your side hustle is. The first 500 people to click the link in the description box below get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So definitely check it out, give it a go, and let me know how you get on. And now I'm gonna get my computer and actually get into the costs from the past month. So I got my computer, and for reference, the way I'm organizing this is going to be based off the 50-30-20 budget. I explained it briefly in my last video all about savings and investments. You can watch that there or there. But essentially it means that 50% of your income goes towards your needs, such as, bills, rent, utilities, groceries, all that. 30% goes towards your wants, such as shopping, eating out, takeaway, restaurants, coffee, bakery, all that. And the final 20% goes towards your future, which is like saving and investing. However, it does have a little limitation in regards to needs, which we'll get into because rent is just so expensive if you live in a big city like London, like New York, like Paris. But we'll talk more about that when we talk about my rent later. So first things first, let's talk about my set expenses or needs. The first need I have is also the most expensive one. It is my housing. Welcome to my humble abode. This is our 1-bed, I think 55 square meter flat in central London. We're in zone 1. We actually rented it at an unfurnished basis, so all the things you see in this flat are pretty much ours. Also, this flat is actually not just a flat, it's a maisonette as it's called. So we have 2 stories. If you come on up, we have the bedroom and the bathroom. This is the bathroom, this is the hallway, and then that is the bedroom. And I won't be doing a full flat tour yet because we still have some things to sort out in regards to furniture, in regards to like decorations, that kind of stuff. But let's see the bedroom. Out of all the flats I lived in London, this is definitely the biggest bedroom out of all of them. I think it's like 17, 18 square meters. It's absolutely massive. And I love it. Because we're 2 people, we get to split the rent, which is very convenient. And my share of the rent is £1,300 per month. If you're not from London or a big city like New York or Paris or Tokyo or something like that, you may think that 1,300 is just an absurd amount to spend on rent. And I totally understand that. I was the same before I moved here as well. However, according to the Evening Standard, median monthly rents for Londoners, that's what they pay, is £1,250 every single month. And the average Londoner spends 43.2% of their income on rent. I will say though, although that is the median average rent in London, most of my friends who are the same age, went to uni together, don't spend 1,250 on rent. It's likely a little bit less. Being completely honest, the reason I voluntarily choose to spend more money on my rent is because my apartment is so important for my job. It needs to be a space where I can film, that has good sunlight, that has enough space to put my camera, my equipment, all that stuff. I also have a lot of bills every single month that, just get direct debited out of my account. So for gas and electric, my share is £46.15. For Wi-Fi every month, my share is £8.50, although we are in a welcome offer. So I think the price will be £17 for me after that welcome offer is over. My water bill every month is £10.80, and my phone bill every month is £16. Although these bills are technically set expenses, I do know for sure that our gas and electric is definitely going to go up, you know, throughout the winter months. We try to not heat our house to above 19 degrees, but it is still costing us a little bit more. And I think probably my gas and electric will be closer to like £70 a month throughout the winter months. But yeah, that being said, I currently now spend £81 and 45p a month on bills. Now, next up, we have groceries, and we have a few different ways that we get our groceries. Probably not the smartest way to do it, and probably not the most economical way to do it, but I'll run you through how that works because we do live in central London and we don't have like a massive cheap grocery store next to us. Every month, around twice a month, we order Ocado for everything that is typically very heavy to carry home from the grocery store, like drinks, laundry, oatmeal, stuff like that. And we find it really convenient because we don't own a car, so everything that we buy from the supermarket needs to be carried home. So doing this kind of just makes our lives a little bit easier. We also have a few grocery runs every single week. And because we then do that shopping in the more smaller and more expensive stores, our grocery bill at the end of the month often ends up costing a little bit more than what it typically should be costing.
One thing I will say in regards to like things I actually do save some money on when it comes to grocery is that we used to always buy these like pre-cut packs of like wok, stir fry, like things to put in the oven. And now we just buy the fresh ingredients themselves, and it ends up like costing us half the money just because we're getting the ingredients, cutting it ourselves instead of just getting it like pre-packaged like this. Yes, it does take some extra time, but it's easy, it doesn't take that long, and it saves you some money.
But yeah, 251.57 is what I spent on groceries in the past month. So living central is maybe not the best for saving money on groceries, but it definitely is for saving money on transport. Neither me or my boyfriend own a car. There's absolutely no need to. We can get pretty much everywhere we want, either by walking, by taking a bike, or by getting the tube or a bus.
One of the smartest things I've done to save money on the tube is actually getting the 1625 rail card. You can link it to your Oyster, and that helps you save like 33% off every single tube ride you take off peak. I think this trick, like depending on how often I take the tube, saves between like 20 to 50 pounds every month. It's crazy. Definitely do it if you haven't already.
So between TfL, buses and Santander bikes in the past month, I've spent £57 on transport. Another great thing about living in London is that lucky you also get to pay council tax every month. As a foreigner, this word is a bit misleading because I thought like I was paying the taxes of the landlord, but council tax is more something that goes towards, you know, the cleaning of the streets, the collecting of rubbish, that kind of stuff. So the council tax I pay every single month is £51, and again, that's split in half between my boyfriend and I. Next up, we have insurance. I pay £4.75 for home insurance, and I split that again with Theo. And I also have travel insurance for £5 a month, and that brings the total set expenses or needs to £1,750.80p. Now we're gonna go through my wants. And the first thing we have here is my subscriptions. And I was actually really surprised when I went through my bank statements to do this video because I don't have a lot of subscriptions. And I think it is because me and Theo are both on like our family's entertainment accounts. I think it was Olivia Neal who said something like, I will never be adult enough to go off my parents' Netflix and Disney Plus account. And I couldn't relate more. Like I pay for my own flat. I save, I invest, but I'm still on my parents' Netflix account. With all that in mind, that brings the subscriptions total to £58.10p. If you watch any of my videos, you also know I'm a big coffee and bakery lover, although I have actually skimmed down on how much I spend in coffee and bakeries in the past month, which I'm really happy about. It used to be like £100, £200 a month. I've become a lot better, and in the past month, I only spent £52.20p. Living in London also means you have so many cool restaurants to go out and explore and try out. Personally, I feel like if I don't go out and try some of those restaurants and eat out with my friends like at least a couple of times a month, I'm kind of missing out on the reason I chose to live in London in the first place. Same thing goes for like experiences and stuff. So in the past month, I spent £155.40p on restaurants. I'm completely honest, I don't think that number is too bad. Often when I talk to people, they say like they spent £50 like per restaurant visit in total. I think I went to like 6 or 7 restaurants last month, and how I kind of make sure to keep that sum that I spend down is 1, I'm a small eater, so I don't eat a lot. That's very helpful. I also don't drink alcohol when I'm out eating in restaurants. And 3, there are so many good restaurants in London that aren't like ridiculously overpriced. Yes, you can find restaurants that will literally charge you £100 for dinner, but you can also find really good ones, like my favorites like Balcon and Bone Daddy's. Both don't charge you more than £20 a dinner, meaning you can go out, for more dinners and have more fun and not spend like £80, £100 on a dinner. In regards to experiences and drinks, I would say last month was probably on the low side, but I only spent £30 on that in total. On Ubers and Black cabs in the past month, I spent £27.90, and the majority of that is just getting home from friends or getting home from parties in the evening. And a really helpful thing to save money on this for me has been the fact that I live really close to my friends now. If I'm going home with my friend and she lives close, what we do is that we add like 2 locations to the Uber so that, you know, we're stopping at mine and they're stopping at hers. And because we live close, there's like a 5-10 minute gap between those. And so it ends up being a lot cheaper than getting 2 separate Ubers or 2 separate black cabs. I also have a ClassPass gym membership, which costs £65 a month. And it's been like the best thing I've done for myself. I love my ClassPass membership. In regards to shopping, this varies so much based on what type of the year it is. You know, in December, I spent a lot of money on gifts, on stuff for the home, like things like that. In November and late October, I haven't spent any money shopping, but the month before that, I spent like £400 shopping. So on average, between gifts, home, and clothes, I spent £300 on average on shopping every month. And finally, on beauty and hair, I spend £150 a month. I don't use a lot of makeup. I have a quite simple skincare routine. So the majority of this money goes towards my hair, which I get highlighted every 2-3 months. And that often comes to around like £270. So that was all the categories of my variable expenses. And in total, that comes to £838. Obviously, these expenses do not include ad hoc costs like buying furniture because you moved, or going to the dentist because you have an inflamed wisdom tooth, like I don't know. But since we're doing this video in the style of the 50-30-20 budget, and that 20 part is all about savings and investments, I do want to walk you through kind of the different accounts that I have and the different things that I often invest in and save in every single month, just to get an essence of what that is for me. First things first, we have my student loan. Yes, I do have a student loan. I graduated last year and I'm still paying that down, and it is approximately like £200 a month. It depends a little bit on the currency because the Norwegian kroner has been quite weak lately, but between like £180 and £200. I also have a few different accounts for savings, and what I save in each account kind of varies a little bit between each month. Like right now, for example, I'm saving up for my upcoming holiday because I really do want to go to Central America, and obviously that costs money. In regards to those accounts, we have my rainy day fund with Barclays, we have my mortgage savings, which is in a saving bond, and we also have my fund, which I call out, which were my holiday savings, and those kind of savings go. And in regards to investments, I also have a stocks and shares ISA with 2 different index funds in them. So that was all the categories. We've gone through my needs, we've gone through my wants, and we've gone through my future. I'm only going to calculate what I actually spent in needs and wants because the future part kind of varies a little bit between each month. But in total, in the past month, I spent £2,588 on ATP. Now, I'm not in any way saying that that is the standard for all 20-something-year-olds living in London. My rented bills alone, which are definitely on the higher side, equate to over 1,381 of that total. So yeah, that's a decision that I made that is definitely costing me a lot more money. But I hope you found this video interesting and educational anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.